Welcome back to Rowrah in Cumbria for our final instalment of action in this programme. And the Senior X30 class is absolutely stacked with talent and experience. But at the opening round in Wilton Mill, it was Oliver Greenall who came away with the win. So earlier on, I caught up with him to ask what he's thinking ahead of this weekend.
Oliver Greenall, number 64 in Senior X30. It was a really good weekend to start our series at UKC. Obviously my first year in senior, and nice to get my first race in senior in England as a win, so really good in the final as well. Managed to get a gap and just hold it nice and relaxed, and yeah, all went really well.
Out of the final turn, takes the checkered flag, dominant, absolutely dominant.
We've been on the pace this weekend. Started off really well faster, and then everyone else sort of got a bit closer to us. We're going new tyres now, so we'll see what the pace is really like in the race, like what it will be in the racing. But yeah, at the minute it's all looking good on the pace, which is enough to hopefully get another good weekend, championship points in the bag, and we'll see what happens. Obviously hoping for another win, but it's just a long championship, so whatever we can bring home, the best result I can get. The top three, we're happy with that. Been here a few times, I've always done quite well here. I think the last 2 years I've won the British Champs here, so yeah, it's been quite a good track for me, but yeah, it's really enjoy driving it as well with the incline difference and all of that. So it's a nice track, I like it.
All right, well, best of luck for the weekend. Thanks, Oliver.
Thank you very much.
It's certainly not going to be as dominant for Greenall as it was at Wilton Mill. He starts P10 from this one after finishing 10th in the pre-final. So it's Caden McQueen on the front row with Caleb Marshall, then Cian Shields and Luke Watts, Alex Moody and Kalai Atkins, Teddy Pritchard-Williams and Tom Fleming, then Lucas Ellingham and Oliver Greenall. Del Boy is 11th, Derek Morgan and James Otto from Jordan and Steve Brown, Hugo Gilbert, JP Slater, Coombs, Parker, Johnston Cool. Let's go racing up to the first corner, and what a start from Caden McQueen. Launches forward like lightning and in through the first chicane, up to the hairpin at McRae's, and we're on board with the man who leads the race. Already an intense battle from Cian Shields, the man who made the switch to Dan Holland Racing this season, and it certainly seems to have been a good choice from the young Scotsman's point of view. He's come fresh out of the blocks, he looks hungry, he looks determined, and his mojo's back.
He had his finger up there. I'm assuming that's because the race leader, Caden McQueen, might have had a quick look around, and he was just saying to him, listen, get on with it, let's try and get away.
Yeah, don't worry about what's going on. We need to stretch away. The two of us have got first and second here. Let's disappear. We don't want the likes of anyone else creeping in and stealing our thunder. Caleb Marshall is still there in third position. Nice move on the inside from Tom Fleming, and that opens the door as well for Oliver Greenall to make the place. So they've both got through. A little bit of a check in there from Kalai Atkins, who had a look at Alex Moody, but couldn't quite make the overtaking move. The young Jamaican, Kalai Atkins, doing a great job so far. Based in the UK, of course, these days, but he proudly carries the Jamaican flag on his suit and cart wherever he goes, here and in Europe, of course, as well. So a great battle. Here's McQueen looking back to Cian Shields. Marshall third. Watts is there in fourth place. Then Fleming, Greenall, Moody, Atkins, Pritchard-Williams, the Welshman. And then it is Morgan in 10th position. And a great performance this time, I have to say, from Steve Brown. 11th position for the Quadrant Gamer, who is now 11th position. Much better here than he was at Wilton Mill. Good to see him charging forward again.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a slightly smaller grid this time because there is a clash with another championship that should we cover next time. You can see Oliver Greenall there in 6th place, Jake. Went through the first lap. Yeah, in 6th, in fact up to 5th now.
Yes, indeed. It's worth pointing out, though, that yes, we have got reduced numbers, but the quality of the grid hasn't actually changed. We've still got some of the real big players up at the front end of the field, and there are some very quick talents in this field.
Talking of players, Jake, the man in the red suit, you can see him, has set the fastest lap. That's Luke Watts. If you see a man in a red suit ever, it's Luke Watts. If you're on the drone and you see a man in a red suit in this race, it's Luke Watts. No need to ask who it is. It's number 37, Luke Watts. He's got a red suit on.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic, phenomenal job at the moment. There he is as he pushes in behind. Part of the YRDA, the Young Racing Drivers Academy, trying to charge his way up into third position. Along there with Caleb Marshall. Marshall on the DHR cart as they hop over the curb. And then up into McRae's. Here comes Watts on the inside. Third position. That'll do nicely. Thank you very much. Up into P3. Now trying to charge after McQueen and Shields. The gap is still steady at about half a second between Caden McQueen and Cian Shields at the moment. Watts getting into third. What's that going to do to the dynamic? It could shake things up a little bit. Greenall's still there, but he's made his way up now into 5th position. So he's gone through half the field, done a lot of the hard work already. Fleming is there in P6. Then a little bit behind, you've got Kalai Atkins trying to charge through. He's been working there with Moody, Pritchard, Williams and Morgan. This is the quartet battling for third. Watts, Marshall, Greenall, Fleming. Greenall is the fastest man on track, although is it going to stay that way? No, it is not. Tom Fleming is now the fastest on track, 46.1. That is a real indication of just how much quicker these senior karts are. Up the inside, Greenall goes for the move on Marshall. The gap is still open, but I don't think Fleming's going to be able to make it stick. No, he doesn't, and he doesn't want to take out his teammate. There's only one cardinal rule in karting. There is no team championship, there are no team orders, but there's one rule: you don't hit your teammate. This time Fleming's got the move on the inside. He does get past Caleb Marshall on this occasion. It's nice and clean, because you do not want to be in the team awning if two teammates have taken each other off. It's as toxic as a bubbling cauldron.
Absolutely not. Greenall there now putting Watts under pressure for third place. He's going to go past sometime soon. So the championship leader coming into this round, Oliver Greenall, may have started the race in P10, finished the pre-final in 10th, gave him 10th for this final, but he's not been there for long. He's up to 4th now, and again, red suit. Who's that, Jake?
Is it Luke Watts, mate?
It's Luke Watts, number 37, red suit, on the drone. There he is.
I tell you what, Greenall is carving his way through the field beautifully to get to 4th place, and he's still got so much time to win this one. It's so difficult to come from row 5 because you're right in the heart of the danger zone on that first lap as well.
Anything can happen going into that first chicane on that opening lap, but that's the one part of the track. Used to see loads of carnage there. Since we brought in the drop-down nose cones, to be fair, you don't see so many incidents now going up into turn 1, into the chicane, which is right here. Goes right and then left. You run that curb on the exit.
Well, it's as much as people hate the
there it is.
move.
That's
Yeah,
the move for
Greenall
third.
gets the move there on Watts, and that's a nice tidy overtake into 3rd position. I was going to say, as much as people hate the drop-down front fairings, if you didn't have them, there would be even more carnage and chaos and more expensive weekends and drives home.
Watts trying to fight back, but has to give best to Greenall, who is through to 3rd. And that's allowed, you can see now, that's allowed Fleming and Marshall, 5th and 6th, to get that much closer.
And Atkins and Moody aren't far away either. They are there in 7th and 8th place on the Mad Croc, and I think that's Moody on the Cato Motorsport machine there in 8th position, still trying to charge his way back through the field. Warning flag coming out. Now that's the 61 getting a warning. That's Johnston Cool. Now I'm not sure what Louis Johnston Cool is meant to have done. Certainly didn't see anything untoward, but that just goes to show you've got to be careful, because these marshals, these officials, they are scrupulous. They'll catch you.
Yeah, further back in the field, so we've not seen what's happened. Luke Watts, red suit. Now he's banned from wearing any other colour suit in future ever. If he goes and races some other thing like cars.
Is that Fleming on the inside? Yeah, Fleming's got him. So Fleming through onto the inside there, was running P5, now through into P4. But you're absolutely right. Luke Watts is one of the golden boys of the YRDA. Several other drivers in that mix, of course, under the tutelage. You've got the likes of Jesse Phillips in the younger ranks, and obviously people like Rowan Campbell-Pilling is under the YRDA as well. Some great talents that they look after in the world of karting.
Absolutely. I'm not sure what will happen if he ever gets the works drive with Tony Kart, because he's not allowed to wear anything other than a red suit.
That's a good point. If he if he ever gets a works drive with Tony Kart, I'm not entirely sure what Signor Rabazzi will think to him putting anything other than a red suit
Mr.
on.
Rabazzi, yes, I'd love to come and drive for you in Tony Kart, but you realise I can only wear a red suit ever. I'm not allowed to wear a Tony Kart suit, just a red suit.
I want to be there for that conversation, I really do. McQueen and Shields closing up again. Cian Shields has started to get into Caden McQueen's lead, so the youngster pushing very hard. The young man from Scotland, Cian Shields, really starting to rip apart the lead of Caden McQueen. There is the 37. Watts now in 5th position behind Fleming. Now here's Atkins and Moody. Two drivers that have made massive progress in the last couple of seasons. Great to see them do such a good job. Greenall bangs in a 46.0, so we're not far from the 45s. But yeah, Atkins and Moody now regulars in the top 10. I can remember days when they were just getting started in Senior X30. If anybody would get spat out to the scenery, it would usually be one of those two. Not usually their fault either. When you get too many karts compressed into too small a space, there's always one driver, one or two drivers that just gets thrown off the road, and it would sometimes, more often than not, be one of those two. Now they have strength, they have discipline, they have control, they know how to keep themselves out of those situations and be fighting at the front. Look how close Shields has got to McQueen now. He's right in there behind him.
Now, just looking at the championship points, after that pre-final, with Greenall finishing 10th, you score points in the pre-final and this final, of course. Pretty sure, however this ends here, that Caden McQueen will probably have the championship lead And obviously he wants to hold on to the race lead and maximise his points, but even if Greenall were to overtake him here in the final, I've got a feeling, can't quite work it out at the moment, but I've got a feeling McQueen will still have the championship lead moving forward.
He will, because McQueen started Wilton Mill, the pre-final, in second and finished there. So that's two consistent finishes. Started this one for pole position, so he'll get good points for that. As you say, even if he finishes second, his consistency will mean he'll be the championship leader, even if Greenall catches him, passes him, because of that P10 on the start of the pre-final. So McQueen doesn't have a huge amount of pressure. What he does have, though, is pride. He wants to win this one. He wants to get his UKC campaign off to a winning start. He didn't quite manage it at Wilton. He can manage it here.
Well, he can, but only if Kean Shields allows him to, potentially.
Exactly.
Because this is the best I've seen of Kean Shields ever, Jake, in anything we've ever filmed him in. This is the best I've seen him, and he looks good enough to win this.
Yeah, having watched him for a few years now, actually, 2021 he's come out of the blocks very quick, both here and in Europe. Don't forget, this is the man who went into the European Series in the Winter Cup as a privateer in Junior X30 and was third on debut.
Yeah,
that's astonishing.
That
absolutely incredible. As a privateer as well.
Yeah, we've already done interviews with people in this programme about the benefits of running in a team, and there are huge benefits, but let's not discount the fact if you've got talent and you've got a dad that knows a little bit about mechanicking, you can still take on the teams and beat them from time to time, and Kean Shields is somebody that's done that.
And you know what, I do rate Kean Shields quite highly anyway, because he's one of those drivers who could very easily have jumped out of single seaters the second he turned 15. He hasn't done that. He said, you know what, I've still got a little bit to learn in karting. I've still got a little bit more to do. He's right in there hunting down Caden McQueen. He's got pressure on him. This is the kind of racecraft that you need to use when you get to cars. So the fact that he's stayed in the sport that little bit longer, it's actually really helping him. But look at Oliver Greenall. He's caught right up to them both. This is going to be a three-way bout.
Greenall's having some here.
And don't count out Fleming either. Fleming's just set the fastest lap of the race. He's in the 45s. So Fleming could be part of this as well now. We've got these three. Greenall, sorted it out on the inside of Kean Shields. That was roughhouse.
No prisoners. No prisoners. Yeah, all right, there was a little bit of contact, but I like that. That is tough, aggressive. He's not punting him off into the scenery. There's a little bit of contact, but I'm okay with that.
That was a NASCAR-style overtake, wasn't it? Just sorts it out with his elbows and sleeves rolled up. And now Greenall is going to try and make the same bid on Caden McQueen, but don't you try and go fisticuffs with Caden McQueen. He'll sort you out. He'll make sure there's no room left to play with. Out of the final turn.
Yeah, Oliver Greenall here will be looking.
A warning for Greenall.
I understand that, and that just shows you how closely the marshals are watching what's going on. Yeah, he was down the inside. Yes, there was contact. All right, didn't punt him off into the scenery, but what they're saying to Oliver Greenall is, we're watching. That's a warning.
Yeah, don't do that again.
Just be careful. Don't do that again.
And of course, he's lucky that we're not in Europe, because in the European Series, of course, if he were to get that warning flag, it would come with a mandatory 5-second penalty. You can't contest or appeal that either.
I didn't realise that in Europe.
It's a new rule that's been brought in the last 3 seasons. So Greenall's lucky to get away with that one here. Battling away in behind Caden McQueen. Look how quickly Fleming's caught them up. He's right in there in 4th position now. This is going to be an absolute ding-dong. And now they're going to come out of the final turn. UKC's 2nd season, and we're already being treated to the mother of grandstand finishes. And we've still got 2 minutes left. There's plenty of time for this battle to shake up. Oh, and Greenall, a little bit of a love tap now on McQueen. McQueen's not intimidated, but Greenall's had to get on the brakes. Shields sorts it out and chops across. That's justice. Don't you shove your way past me, matey. I've got your number.
Excellent. Indeed, great racing, and that's helped the race leader. Look, Jake.
Shields defending again, and Greenall sorts it back out. He does exactly the same thing he did this time into the stewardesses.
And that's given Caden McQueen the win, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's given Caden McQueen the win. I don't see them catching him now with just
it's 1 minute 42. And Fleming's figured that out as well. He's thought, you know what, I can get second now. He dives past Shields, gets into 3rd place. Greenall taps his helmet to say, come on, work with me. It's too late now, Oliver. You've let him go.
Yeah, Fleming's just set the fastest lap as well, Jake. It's not come up bottom right, but the timing tower on the left-hand side shows Fleming with the fastest lap.
Well, this is fascinating stuff. Just under 1.5 minutes on the time. And then, of course, they've got the additional bonus lap after that. Greenall desperate to close back up on McQueen after the time it took him to get past Shields. Fleming's going to make it on the inside. Lovely move from Tom Fleming. Wonderful. Oh, he actually kicked the cone there on the wheel. Did you notice that? It dislodged out of position. That's how hard they're pushing.
Watts is up to 4th as well. Is that Keane
Yes,
Shields
it
down
is.
to 5th?
Well, not for long. Oh, he's going to try. Watts holds it round the outside. That is a brave defensive move from Luke Watts. He left the braking as late as humanly possible to hold on to that position.
So Shields, who was looking for a win here, Jake, suddenly he's down in 5th, look.
Yeah, but he's going to get the undercut move. Watts is going to keep his foot in. Shields is going to try and beat him to the braking zone. He lets Watts go through, tries to get the switchback manoeuvre. Watts cuts across. Excellent racecraft from both drivers. They're both doing what they need to do here. Shields trying to get the move on the inside. A little bit too close. Watts will not yield. Shields gets run off. Oh, goodness me.
Lost him a couple. He tried to make up one, ended up losing 2, and it looks like lost another one.
There goes the win. There goes the win for Keane Shields. What a shame. But look at Greenhill now all over the back of Fleming as there are 2 laps to go. 4 seconds remaining when McQueen crossed the line. So there is going to be 2 laps to go. That's Moody. Moody through on the inside of Watts. What a recovery drive from Alex Moody.
Where's he come from?
Great to see him up there in the top
Incredible.
5. I think that's the first time I've seen him in the top 5 at senior X30 level, and it's brilliant that he's been able to get there. That's on merit. That's waiting, picking his moment and letting it all settle out in front of him. He's picked up the pieces. Good job.
Alex Moody going about his business very quietly indeed, but he's got a very nice 4th place.
I tell you
Watts
what,
there in 5th and Marshall just in behind, close between them.
I tell you what, we got some big manufacturers coming into world sports cars in a few years. Someone who can get himself into a good position nice and quietly. The Audis, the Ferraris, the McLarens, the Porsches of this world at Le Mans. They're going to look at someone like Alex Moody and go, do you know what? That kid's got street smarts. They might pick him up one day. That's a brilliant little driver there at the wheel of the number 88. But these 3 are going to duke it out to the finish, and McQueen has got this win done. There's absolutely no chance for me of Fleming and Greenhill catching him, not with that kind of gap.
No.
But Greenhill can certainly get one over on Fleming. Into the
Greenhill
S's.
will want to recover the points. He will want to finish 2nd because he'll want those extra points on offer.
It's looking pretty hectic. Greenhill's going to try. Fleming keeps the kart in the middle of the road. That's where you need to place it. Greenhill trying to get the switchback manoeuvre. Fleming shutting the door down. Keep it in the middle of the circuit, Tom. That's it. And he keeps the door firmly shut on the exit. McQueen takes the win. Fleming 2nd, Greenhill 3rd. And interestingly, Fleming gives the gesture to Greenhill. Good battle, mate. Who doesn't reciprocate? Oliver Greenhill. He knows he's let a victory slide through his fingers there. And that could be the lead of the championship gone in favour of Caden McQueen too. Excellent racing all the way to the death. McQueen takes the victory from Thomas Fleming and Oliver Greenhill. Alex Moody, what a try. 4th place in front of Luke Watts and Caleb Marshall. Kalai Atkins 7th from Keane Shields. Del Boy, Derek Morgan in 9th. And Lucas Ellingham in P10. But Caden McQueen, with that wise and mature drive, takes the lead of the championship.
Well, a brilliant race there for those senior drivers. Oliver Greenhill, the man that won in round 1 at Wilton Mill, manages to get 3rd here today at Rowrah. Thomas Fleming just down the road ahead of him, but it was close. But the man that held off all the challenges, who really had to keep his head come the end, was the Croc Promotion driver that is Caden McQueen. Here's what he had to say when I caught up with him afterwards.
A word to the guys that were in 2nd and 3rd. Thomas Fleming there started in 8th, and Oliver Greenhill started back in 10th, and they got themselves on the podium.
Yeah, no, they were very fast. They've been very fast all weekend. They definitely kept me on my toes, so yeah, it'll be good to go on to the next round and see who will come out on top.
Yeah, and it's good, looking good for you. You got the 2nd there in Wilton Mill, were 1st here, and now we go to Larkhall. The championship's looking good for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Hopefully we can bring it home.
Caden, well done. See you there.
Thank you.
So Caden McQueen, championship leader after 2 weekends, and he's 11 points clear of Oliver Greenhill. Luke Watts and Kalai Atkins fairly close together in their fight for 3rd place. Lucas Ellingham and Derek Morgan giving chase. Alex Moody now a contender, but just a point ahead of Teddy Pritchard-Williams. And Jordan Brown and Steve Brown are in the top 10 after a solid start to 2021.
Well, that's all we have time for from this programme, but join us next time when we'll be bringing you all of the action from the 4 remaining finals in round 2 of the Ultimate Karting Championship. See ya!